So I started as a freshman in high school, and right away I knew that's what I wanted to do, man. So I took every class I could in high school, to the point where in my senior year I was taking 5 art classes. And then right after that, I bounced around a couple of studios and just got to hang out, like learn from the guys that were doing it. One of those studios I was bouncing around at is where I met Melissa.
I did ceramics all throughout my high school career, so I kind of just wanted to get back into it, get my hands back in clay, and I thought that was an opportunity for me to do that. We're going to be offering a lot of different workshops, and then I'll be doing some session classes. The hand building with me, I think that we're going to focus on some garden items, teaching people the basics on developing further skill if they've worked with clay before. We'll make some neat projects and just focus on creating together and having fun. I have found that people want to come here not only to create, but also to spend time with others, just to kind of get away from their own busy lives. And so we just want it to feel chill when people come in here. We work with a few different clay bodies, just for a different look. We work a lot with texture so that we get a very dynamic finished product. Sometimes we work with coils, sometimes we'll work with slab-built pottery and make straight-walled items, or just kind of free build with it. So I like people to touch on all aspects of hand building so that they can find which niche they like the most.
The actual terminology, I believe, comes from an Old English word where throwing was actually turning. It's kind of the exact opposite of working on a lathe. You start with a lump and then you get a final product, but instead of taking away material, you're just compressing and moving the material to where it needs to be. And it's rewarding. It's satisfying to watch. It's satisfying to do. It takes some time, you know, but everybody eventually gets things made. So here we use a couple different clay bodies, depending on the look you're going for, or sometimes the durability and things. So we'll have some stonewares and some speckling that'll add a little depth to the glaze. We'll have some porcelains, we'll have raku firings, and that's a special clay on its own. But what's really wild is that people have been doing this for at least 16,000 years. 26,000 years ago, they were weaving baskets. 16,000 years ago, they're making pots. The wheel on a cart was invented 10,000 years after they started making pottery. And still, there's new ideas all the time, every day. Like, it is the golden age of pottery right now. There is more people doing more things than ever before. The information just gets faster and faster every year with neater stuff. So on the wheel, you start off, you'll get it centered. That's the hardest part. Then keeping it on center, that's the second hardest part. As you build the skills, you get to the point where things just become second nature. We were lucky to get some people in the area that had a passion for it, and it becomes part of your life. But there's always like a core group of people that want to be involved, and then they start feeding off of each other and coming up with new ideas. So they've gone from, amateurs and hobbyists to now semi-professional, which is awesome. It's awesome to be a part of that and help them get there.
I love to gather people, I always have, and so to have a group of people who love to be here and create as much as we do really means a lot to us. We love to kind of foster that sense of community, and like Eric said, when you have all of those people come together, everyone kind of grows with one another and feeds off of that energy, and it just creates a really magical space for everyone. The biggest motivating factor is time together. Also, we just both love the craft.
Yeah, I like making pretty things. I like making things that people want to use. I know it seems silly because we're competing against $2 coffee cups from the store or 39-cent Solo cup, and there's, nobody needs what we make. You use it because you want it. It brings you joy in some way, and that's why people buy our stuff. It's not because they're not filling a need. The days of a village potter making everybody's cups and plates, that's 200 years in the past. It's never going to be like that again. People use our things because they want to.
I think that when people can resonate with something, if we can touch someone in some kind of way with our pottery that's really meaningful for us.
And each piece is individual, and I think people like the idea of having the only one. You know, it's something special. You have it, and you're the only person that has it. And if treated properly, it could last forever.